Hello everyone and welcome to my Oxygen Not Included series. We are going for the quest for 300. Yes, that is correct. We are going to get there, we're going to make it, and we are currently on take 1, which means I haven't died yet, and cycle 17 for this quest. So let's just get in there, let's load up this game, and let's see exactly where it was that we left off when we got in here. So first things first. Let's make sure that's paused. Okay, so right now it says building lack of resources, so that makes me think that of our raw minerals, that whatever I'm building stuff out of here, I probably don't have enough resources for it. Now we got some algae up here that we want to get into. Nice wonderful algae up here. Unreachable. That's also unreachable, so awaiting sandstone, which I have tons of sandstone, so I'm not too worried about that. I think we should be okay there. That's also awaiting it, but it's waiting the resources for it to come up in and do its dig and all that fun stuff. If we come down here, we see that we still get a couple of patches of algae here that we can work with. Algae is very important. We're still sitting at least 1,800 kilos of it, so that's not too bad. We got a compost down here, and we also built a biodistiller. So what we're trying to do with the biodistiller is we're going to try and make a cycle here. So the biodistiller is missing foundation apparently. So the foundation is going to be built underneath of it. It's also missing slime. So this device here, this biodistiller, if I remember correctly, I have to input water into it. So I'm going to have to get down here and pump water into it. Then I'm going to need to have an output for it so that it then will pump out the contaminated water, which we'll then pump down into here, and then we will then have to filter that water out into good water and then pump it back into here so that we can have ourselves a nice continuous run of water. Also up here we have our copper supply for our raw metal, which is absolutely fine. We can keep that as it is. It's a nice little supply, and we do have a little tap over here that we can always come into after the fact. As you can see, we do have slime accessible here along with algae surrounding it, so that gives us also a place to work with. But we got to be careful because we do have a mix of oxygen and polluted oxygen in here, as well as polluted water. So all that being said, we have to try and get this water to go down into here, and that's the whole purpose of digging this out down here, so that we can drain that water down, opening this up and allowing this whole area worth of algae and clay to become available for mining, because there's a lot of algae, there's a lot of slime here, and we can try and utilize that. So with that being said, let's come down here and cannot fertilize, cannot irrigate. Okay, but it's still wondering whether or not it's ready for harvest or not, so we'll just take it from there. So let's hit spacebar and let's get this running. So everyone's going. We're going to check our overlay here. So we still have a little bit of oxygen problem going on down here. It's all starting to come, and the carbon dioxide is starting to build up down here. And there's still a section of carbon dioxide over here. Now we can offset that a little bit by turning this back on, because this is currently a disabled device. So let's re-enable that device, and we'll send it over for a little bit of yeah, so that will take care of that. Someone will come over, they'll fix it up, and it will start pumping a little bit of oxygen out into the environment, and that will keep us going there. See, up here we got very good oxygen up here. Okay, these guys still got to get down here and get building, so we just got to wait and see. Our edible food supply is also a problem. Where is that? Edibles. Yeah, we still only have a handful of edibles that are working right now. Okay, that should enable it. There we go. So we got meal rice and we got mush bars. The mush bars get consumed pretty quick, so we lose someone to the mush bars. So we might have to come here and choose a duplicant and see what we have here. This duplicant can and will fall asleep anytime, any place. Cannot perform job build. Well, that's a problem. He can't cook. Well, that's fine. We're gonna take Max. Let's print Max. an extra hand would be very nice right now. Right now we're sitting at 7 duplicants. Our stress isn't too bad. Our food level seems to be okay. We're just going to make sure these guys just keep going the way they're going. So let's just make sure here that's power. Those temperatures are fine. What's this? Thermal comfort overlay. Body heat retention. That's not too bad. That's light display. Liquid plumbing. So that's the output. So that's gonna pump out that water in there. So apparently there's no input for this, which is fine. If it wants to pump out the water down there, we're absolutely laughing. It can pump that out all at once. We got a vent on there, so liquid pump, that's fine. Gas pumps, loaded core, everything's got loaded core. And our priority system. Okay, so we look like we're doing okay for now. So we're coming up here is on cycle 18, and yeah, there we go. See that oxygen's pumping up again. Algae still being used up. Oxygen is always, since it's not included in this game, it's very important to make sure that we maintain the oxygen that we need, right? Oh, research done. Okay. Let's go see what's on the old research menu. Okay, so what did we finish up there? We finished up some fine dining. Fine dining. So we got an aqua farm. Submerged in liquid. Temperature modifiers. What do we got next? We got thermal regulator, hydro. That's advanced power regulation. Power circuit protects circuits from overloading by decreasing and increasing the power provided. Okay, that's combustion. That's cold generation. We will eventually need to get to that. I think it's just a given. Thermal switch, liquid temporizer, hydro fan. What's that? Textile, Taylor, and gas pipe, insulated pipe, thermal tile, or insulated tiles. Okay, I think what we need to do first off is probably, let's just have them build the combustion. We need a slightly better source of power than people running on a wheel. We're also going to come here and we're going to increase the priority because I really want this section down here done. So let's get some people down here and get them onto it. That's good. Mush bars are being done. And this section will get built up. Do we actually have any slime yet? I don't think we do. Got fertilizer. Got that. I don't think I've seen any slime come through. So that's not too bad, I don't think. Got plenty of different seeds here. That's not too bad. Okay, and we're almost to the end of cycle 19. Hold on a minute. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, that's a bit of a problem. We did not anticipate. We need to get that built for him. Where is it? Furniture. Cot. A massage table. We can't put it next to the pooper. He's not gonna like that. I really don't think he's not gonna like that. Can't go down there, so we'll have to put him up there for now. And we are going to come here and increase the priority on that, and we'll resume. Hopefully they'll get that built before the cycle comes, and then we can have him have a place to sleep. But by the looks of it, that cycle's coming to a quick end. Is he gonna get it? Is he? Beautiful. Wonderful. Everyone's got a bed. Up you go, bud. Everyone get a good night's sleep. Look at that. Oxygen just seems to be doing fine. With that amount of oxygen being pumped through, that's going to give everyone a nice comfy sleep. They're going to really enjoy the sleep tonight, I think. Stress level's still doing good, but our food is low, so we got to keep that in mind. Oops, sorry. Just whack the mic. There we go. There, that should be much better. Sorry about that. Okay, so I think with what we got going on here, I think it's safe to come here and say let's disable this. Disable that building. That should be fine. They're going to build that, and we're good. Let's come down here, and we're going to do a sweep. 9. Pick all that up. Okay, and this will come down here, clean all that up. And we need to add power. That was the next bit, right? Okay, that way the wires can stay hidden behind the ladders. People will just build them up. There we go. There must be a lot of sandstone down there. Oh yeah, must be tons of it down here. Oh yeah, picking up like hundreds, like tens and tens of kilos of it down there. Yeah, we don't want to go and eat through all of the oxygen we got going on down there, right? Because I mean, or not all the oxygen, all the algae we got going on, because that's just not going to help us any. If we eat through all the algae, then we're not going to be able to produce the oxygen we need. And if we can't produce the oxygen we need, then our colony is about to die. And we don't want that to happen. We don't want a dead colony. So we are then going to come here. We need to increase that priority. Like that. And that. That will get those wires built, which is fantastic. Yeah, see, that's got what, 4,000 kilos of raw material. Yeah. Oh, who made a mess? Who made a mess? Pause. Food shortage. And oh, they didn't make it to the toilet in time because someone else is using the pooper. Well, there's only one thing to do but that. We obviously do not have enough poopers now to satisfy a need. So let's build a second one. Let's get the mop functionality going on a mop 9. And let's get that all cleaned up. On pause and away we go. Yeah, get it all cleaned up before it contaminates everything. There we go. Oh. I guess there's some more that gotta be mopped up. There we go. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, they'll build those electrical wires. Okay, that's research done there. And we'll go power regulators. Okay, that will build up the power. Look at that. You give things on priority 9 and they just build like mad. They just go crazy on that. Okay, let's increase some priority up here. Because we want that algae, right? That's kind of important. So let's get them in there and dig it in. We'll get that sand. That's a good filtration medium. That's great for the for those air filters or water filters and water filtration stuff, which is fantastic. They'll get going. See, if we look here, now that I've created that hole, my carbon dioxide has decided to now seep down into that hole, which is good. It's now an offshoot for it to go somewhere. That works for me. What we also need is we need the gas permeating tiles. Do I have those? Yeah. So now what I need is I need that there, and I think that there. And if we do that, then that should allow, there we are on cycle 19, that should allow this carbon dioxide now to start situating itself down in here. And we'll be able to have that going. I think that will work good. Okay. And this building needs to be re-enabled. Because oxygen up here isn't bad. This one here is getting sufficient concentration. There we are. Look at that. Cycle 20, ladies and gentlemen. Cycle 20. Okay. So the contaminated water will drop down in here. Afterwards, we'll eventually create a pump, a filtration system, and we'll pump it out and we'll filter it into something else. Look at this. There it is. All that wonderful sand. Just eat right through it. Yeah, see, that's the wonderful thing about it, right? The sand just keeps breaking apart and dropping down and dropping down. Oops, sorry, I hit the mic again. I have myself a new microphone here. Hopefully you'll be able to notice a bit of a quality increase here with my voice and stuff. So hopefully that will do the trick, and we'll be able to have better quality videos here that I'm doing. Look at this. They're gonna dig right through. Look, there's some good algae over here. Rolled stone, some algae and whatnot. Bringing the whole team up here by the looks of it. Our food rations are still getting pretty low. Those mush bars, they take time, right? They take dirt and they take water. And we got a lot of dirt, I'm hoping. Oh. Yeah, look at that. We got tons of sand there. Tons of sand. Not that much ore. There it is, cultivated soil. We got... See, dirt really isn't that big, surprisingly. I think there would be more, but surprisingly there wasn't. Unbreathable. So they're up there holding their breath right now. I think what we really need to do is just put that there. And we need to put a manual door over that. And let's just make that priority 9. And then what we'll do for oxygen here, I guess we'll have to build an algae terrarium up here. Yeah, we'll have to build an algae terrarium right here to help filter that out and give us at least a little bit of breathing here, because this air is just very, very toxic. Yeah, see, we got that manual lock in place, which allows us to go in and out while keeping that bad carbon dioxide from coming in. Yeah, see, now they got those tiles in place. See, now the carbon monoxide is starting to drip down into there. See, and that's allowing that carbon dioxide to permeate down, which is perfect. That's exactly what we wanted it to do. It goes down into that hole because it's a heavier gas, it settles lower. Then we can disable that building because that now is producing good oxygen right there. That's fantastic. Got plenty of sand there. Oh, we're getting close. We're coming up on there. Let's see. Has he got the water? Yeah, oh, everyone went to bed. Rushing back. You see, we got the algae already up here. This is just terrible. That is completely unbreathable. Everyone's settling in for a good cycle 20 bedtime, which is kind of interesting when you look at it, because cycle 20, like the pie that they have there, they're only asleep for such a small period of time. They don't really stay awake that long. But we have now made it to cycle 21. We're almost 10% through our goal. Oops. I keep hitting this mic. I'm not used to it yet. My apologies for the banging back and forth of the microphone. So there, that algae terrarium is now going to do its trick. See, it's starting to produce just tiny bits of gas. It's going to do its trick, right? It's going to do what it was meant to do, and that is to produce that algae that we need, or to produce that oxygen that we need there. Right? That's kind of its main goal. We want you to work hard and produce oxygen. Okay, so now in replacement there, we're now going to need to come and make sure that a ladder gets built down here. Right? Because, well, we want to make sure that we are able to get down and get back up again. I mean, God help us if we, get the guy stuck there. That's not going to help us at all. See, that's perfect. See, now they don't have to run away all the time to get it, because that is producing enough oxygen to keep them going. Surprisingly. And it might do it. It might actually be able to keep the whole, keep the area at least oxygenated enough so that these guys have a little out, if you will, so that they're not always stuck, trapped in there. What's this? Sleeping? How are you asleep? Oh, necrophiliac napper. Necrophiliac. Oh my god, completely wrong word. That was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. So we are also sitting at a very low mush bar piece here. I cannot seem to keep food going. So we're going to go here until at the end of cycle 21, and then that's where we'll call this episode. We've basically brought ourselves up 4 days for this one, and I think that's a good stopping point. And then we'll have to continue it on in another episode. But look at that. This terrarium is doing a fantastic job. Look, we got decent breathable areas here. They might be low concentrations, but it's going to build up, and this will eventually be able to do what it needs to do. And have that oxygen. Yeah, see? I know, it's a hard old go of it, guys. It's a hard old go, but it is what it is. We're trying to survive in a very hostile environment. There's not much we can do. Look at that. Look at that. Look at all that algae. Boom, boom, boom. Just building by the kilo. Okay, are coming up on our soon to stop point. There we go. And with this, that should be able to get some mining going there, clear that out, open up those algae. Yeah, look at all that. That algae is just going to fall into place. Yeah, getting up to that kilo mark there. And now what we need to do is afterwards, we just got to get the slime going. Okay then. Well then, I think that is a good place to stop here on Cycle 21. So let's give it a pause. So in this episode, we have finally made it up into here. We have gone ahead and we've blocked off the area because we don't want all this carbon dioxide to filter its way down into our base. It's gonna end up killing us in the end. Our algae supply. Yeah, okay, still paused. The algae supplies is getting there. We're at 2,000 algae. Always the more the better. We're gonna, I think next episode, we're gonna have to start coming here. We're gonna want to cut into here and start mining up, over and in. And we need to start building these ladders down so that we can get that water supply down here. We need this to drain down and to drain into here so that we open up this area of slime, if you will, and slime and algae, so that this can all become harvestable for us. Especially if we can get this slime here to begin with, I think that's gonna be perfect. I guess our next big thing to check is to make sure that under organics, so it only has algae in here. So then, where does the slime come in then? Because I probably haven't harvested slime yet. That probably doesn't show up in here. So we definitely want to make sure that when we build a storage facility down here that we set it for slime only. Okay, so with that being said, we will call this an episode and we'll see you next time on episode 6. But right now this is episode 5. I didn't even say that in the beginning, did I? Completely missed that. Episode 5. So in episode 6 we'll get the slime down here, because we got to be careful. That slime, I think, is going to produce polluted oxygen that we don't want to be moving around. So we might have to come down here and look at building something like yeah, air deodorizer, so that we can remove that and we won't have to worry about it. Okay then. So from me here to you there, and this wonderful series that we got going on here, I thank you all for watching. If you like, hit the like. If you want to subscribe, hit that subscribe button. Comments always welcome down in the bottom, and we will catch you next time. Thank you for watching, and this is Bren signing off. Later.